Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. My name is Melissa and I love to do farmhouse decor on a budget, especially Dollar Tree DIYs and trash to treasures, plus much more. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tapping the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload. So for today, I have this balanced scale. I made it with Dollar Tree items, so let's jump right into today's DIY.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want.
To start off, I just kind of grabbed all the things that I thought I would need. So I had this wooden plaque from Dollar Tree, and I knew that I could utilize that as the base. Most of the bases on the balancing scales that I have seen are smaller, but I thought that this would look nice. So if you do have something a little bit smaller and you like that look better, then definitely go for whatever you have and whatever you like best. So I just take it out of the plastic. This is actually a plunger from Dollar Tree. I had taken the wood off and then I had cut it down for a different project, but then I never ended up using it. So I did just go ahead and use it for the base of this project. So I take some wood glue on the bottom. You don't need very much because wood glue is really strong. So even with the smallest dab, it will stick and it will be nice and sturdy. So because I put too much, I did just go ahead with a paper towel and I wiped the excess off because I'm going to stain it, and if you don't wipe the excess off, then it won't stain. So I wish that I had another piece of a plunger, so definitely grab two if you're going to do this project. Wait till all this craziness is over, but I had a square dowel left over from a different project, so I just used that as the top. I got these two little bowls from Dollar Tree a while back, and I at first was just going to paint it, and to be honest, paint doesn't stick very well to plastic. It will stick, so if you don't have any spray paint, then definitely just paint it. This is sterling silver, and I got it at Walmart. I think it was about $1 a bottle. Don't quote me, but I definitely do like this paint for this technique, but it was a nice enough day to go outside and use my Rust-Oleum hammered spray paint. I do recommend one of these little handles. It just makes spray painting so much easier. And so I just got a pizza box. I did the back side and the front of this windmill from Dollar Tree, and then I let it dry for a few minutes, flipped it over, and then I did go ahead and do the inside. And I just kind of walked around the box, did a coat or two. I stepped back, I looked, and then I touched up where I needed to. So while those are drying, I take this pack of foam balls. This was the only thing that I had round that would look right on the edges. So I did pull two small ones out. I then take, of course, my favorite stain Jacobine, surprise, surprise, and I go ahead and I stain this entire main piece.
Last night we had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet time when I'm near you, reading old messages on
Next, I just set that aside to dry, and I take a skewer and stick it through the foam ball. And I wanted to paint this because we're going to wrap it here in a minute, but I didn't know if the white would show through, and I did not want it to show through. So I did just take some ink Waverly chalk paint and a small paintbrush, and I did just paint both of these foam balls. Now, these are not easy to paint, so what I do is I get a nice bit on my paintbrush, and then I just kind of dab the paint into those holes, because when you try to paint it, you're going to have some white still showing through, so that's why when you dab it, then it'll get down in those holes. Next, I just take my jute and a piece or a dab of hot glue, and I do just go ahead and put the jute on there, and then I start wrapping around the first piece that I glued down. And then I just glue every so often so that it does not come unwound, I guess you can say, because essentially that's basically what you're doing. You're just winding it around in a circle all the way around your ball until you get to the bottom, and then you just do the same thing that you did at the top. And again, just make sure that you are gluing every so often. You don't have to glue every single piece down, because the last piece that you wrapped will hold the next piece. But I like to just secure it every so often to make sure that it does not come unraveled, if that makes any sense at all. But you can see what I'm doing here. And again, I just did that all the way to the bottom, and then I did the next one. After I have my balls wrapped, they look really cute. I'm really happy with them. I do go ahead and work on our little bowls and the windmill. So if you guys have been around, you know that I love this galvanizing technique. So for the ones that may be new, I am going to go ahead and show you how to do this technique. So I get these natural sponges from Walmart. They come in a pack of 5 or 6. And they are by Folk Art. So just check the craft section, like where all the paintbrushes and stuff are, and they should be right there. But anyway, I start off with the Elephant Waverly chalk paint. I dab the paint onto the sponge, and then I dab off the excess, and then just go in. You can do this as heavy or as light as you like. I like to do it a little bit in the middle, not too light and not too dark, just enough to dull down that bright silver color. And I do that all the way around the bowl on the bottom as well as the inside. You probably don't need to do the inside if you're going to add anything to this, but just in case I wanted to leave it plain, I did go ahead and do the inside of both bowls. And I did repeat the same exact thing on the next bowl. After I get my bowls done with the elephant, I move on to the windmill, and essentially I just do the exact same thing that I did with the bowls. And I like to focus on the edges on windmills just because I think that it makes it look more realistic. Now, I am going to tell you now that I forgot. I really did want to add some brown paint, or you can use the antique Waverly wax to, after you're done this whole technique, to go in and just make this a bit more rustic and make it look rusty. And I totally forgot to do that. So I probably will do that another day, just because I like that look. But I definitely would do that if that's the look that you want to go for. And you just focus on the edges and you don't dab that. I do the brown color with a paintbrush. So next, I essentially do the exact same thing I did with the elephant with the white, but with the white, I do go a little less easy than I do with the elephant. So I just wanted to let you know, because I'm pretty heavy-handed sometimes. I try not to go too crazy with the white, but sometimes I always end up getting too much on there. I get really excited. I just really love doing this technique. It's really satisfying to me. I don't know, call me crazy, but here I'm just showing you that if you go too crazy with the white, just take some more of that elephant color and go over your white, and it will tone that white down. So while these are drying, I do go ahead and take my plant hooks out of the package. I take the top hook off because I knew that it was going to be too long for this project. So I just set those hooks aside and I'll put them away for a different project. And I take out my drill and a drill bit and I just go ahead and drill 2 holes in the side of each of the bowls. And I probably recommend to use all 3 just because it's going to be more sturdy and it's not going to flip-flop on you when you try to put whatever you're going to put in here. But I did do 2, and I wish I would have done 3, but if I do the 3 now, it's going to be uneven. So after I drilled the holes and put my chains in the holes, I do go ahead and use these cup hooks. Honestly, I never knew they were called cup hooks until I just looked it up. But I take 2 cup hooks. I put one on the end about an inch away from the end, and I do go ahead and do that with the second one. I did not get these from Dollar Tree. I believe I got these at Walmart, and they come in a pack of all different sizes and a bunch of them for just a couple bucks. So it's definitely a good deal. I will try to link the pack that I bought down in the description box, and it will be underneath the material list. So and I did want to mention, when you're screwing these in, definitely make sure to keep flipping it over to make sure that the hook or the screw part isn't going through the top. So after I have both of those in, I do go ahead and get my bowls ready. Now, these chains were way too long, so I kind of held them up. I looked at it to see how long or how short I wanted it, and then I counted the lengths. I took my pliers and I just took the rest of those lengths off. Again, I will set the rest of these aside because I'm sure that I can use them in some other project in the future, but I just go to the next side, count up, and I did, if you want to know how many I used, or I had, mine were 7, so I just counted 7 on the other side and then took the rest off, and again did that for the second bowl. Next, I take my little balls. I know that sounds bad, I'm sorry, but I just take some hot glue and then I glue them on each end. So I did change the angle of the camera just because I wanted you guys to be able to see what I was doing. But in order to put this windmill on, I had this little lip, and I did do that intentionally because I did want to put my windmill there. So I just put some hot glue on the edge of the windmill, and then I glued it to that square dowel. Now, this was sticking really nicely, but I just wanted to put a little bit of reassurance. So I took a Jenga block from Dollar Tree and I just put that from the edge of the plunger handle to the back of the windmill just to make sure that it was not going to go anywhere. And again, I did attach that with hot glue. Last but not least, all you got to do is put your bowls on, and that is it. You put whatever you want in here. Greenery, you can leave them plain. I personally like greenery, but I can switch this out for every season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a video I have been wanting to do for months, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have the items to do this or if you'll have to wait. But if you need to wait, definitely don't run out. Stay safe. You can save this video for a later date. That way when we can get out to the store, you can grab this stuff. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.